Polarizing filters, absolutely essential kit for any landscape photographer. So you get what you pay for, don't you? Because I use this. It's a Hoya 77mm polarizing filter. It cost me £70. But this week I bought this. Now this is an Amazon Basics polarizing filter and it costs £12.79. Can they really do the same job? Polarizing filters, absolutely essential kit for landscape photographers. Why do we use them? Well, basically, they cut down reflected light. That means the light off a reflected surface, like glass or water, but it also means blue sky. Blue sky. Blue sky is reflected light. And that means a polarizer can make blue sky go darker. So I've decided to pit a more expensive Hoya filter against a cheap Amazon Basics filter to see if they do just the same job. I've been out with the camera and I've done the same shots with both filters. Then I'm going to score them side by side. I'm going to score them in 5 different categories. We'll look at build quality and we'll look at ease of use out in the field. Third up, we're going to have a look at the color temperature. Fourth, we're going to look at image quality. And finally, we'll look at the value for money that these give you. So without further ado, let's get on with the test. And if you do like either of these filters, I have left a link in the description where you'll be able to buy them. Need to say, to be completely transparent, I am an Amazon affiliate. They are Amazon links. If you do buy either of the filters from there, I'll get a small commission at no cost to you, won't cost you any more money, and I'll use that money to make more YouTube videos. Now, on with the test. And we start off by looking at the build quality. Now this is the Hoya. Nice, well-made piece of kit. It's chunky and substantial and it feels like it's well made. The glasses I would have thought going to be good glass. There you go, Hoya 77mm. And the Amazon comes in a little case as well. And yep, that looks nice. Looks reasonably well made. It's nowhere near as weighty as the other one. It doesn't feel like it's got the same weight. It just seems that it's got that little rim on the side, that little grip for your finger there. But yeah, let's put them side by side maybe and have a look. Now, hang on a minute. Look at that. They're different colours. The Hoya on the left is a different colour to the Amazon on the right. The Amazon looks warmer. Wonder if that's going to affect the picture. Build quality, well, the Hoya was on and off the camera every time, didn't have a problem with the screw thread, but I have to say the Amazon one was slightly more flimsy, the screw thread was thinner and it got caught a few times. In fact, one time I really struggled to get it off the camera. So build quality, round 1, for me it goes to the Hoya. So I arrive out in the countryside on a blue sky day to try these polarizers out. And first up, we've got this tree in the blue sky behind, and what we need is an establishing shot. There you go, one that's got no filter on it, no polarizer, that's just as it is. Let's add the Hoya polarizer. There you go, it's done a good job. It started getting the sky down a little bit bluer. Have you noticed as well how the cloud isn't affected? And so let's try the Amazon Basic. Ah, well, that's interesting, isn't it? There's definitely more punch, there's a bit more contrast, but there is definitely a warmer tone to this shot. And, you know, you may like that. This should give us a good indication. So we've just got blue sky, and this is a straight shot, now a polarized shot with the Hoya filter, and that looks great, doesn't it? It's really deepened that sky, and it doesn't seem to have affected the tone of the wood at all. Let's put the Amazon Basic on. Ah, now the Amazon Basic is definitely warmer. You can see there's a warm tone in that, and it may be something that you like, or maybe something that you would rather not have. But saying that, this is 2 seconds in Photoshop on color correction. Boom! I can't tell the difference now between that and the Hoya. I've literally just taken a little bit of yellow out, but we did have to fix it. So the colour temperature round goes to the Hoya, 2-0. Now round 3, let's have a look whether they're affecting the image quality. Let's do some pixel peeping. I've used the image where I've done the colour correction, so it's a bit fairer, and I don't know, it's very marginal, isn't it? I think perhaps we need a busier image. Wow, that's interesting. That's a 400% enlargement, and I'm really struggling to find a difference between those. I don't know what you think. I think that the basics has definitely got more contrast, and we've lost the highlights slightly. Very, very marginal. But that said, we have to give the point away, and you can't deny that the Hoya is slightly better quality, albeit slightly, so Hoya gets the point. Now let's have a look at some reflections on water, and we can see them here in this pond shot. But you've got all that greenery in the water, which is being hidden by the reflections a little bit. So let's pop on the Hoya filter. Wow, that is so different, isn't it? I mean, the water looks completely different. None of those blue reflections, none of the big tree reflections, but suddenly all of the greenery is showing up because it's not hidden by reflection. Let's have a look at the Amazon. Yeah, that's done a good job too, hasn't it? There's definitely more contrast in that. I'm just wondering if it's losing perhaps a little detail in the highlights. It's definitely punchier. Let's put them up side by side, the Amazon and the Hoya. Right, yes, look, the Hoya's underneath, and you can see there's definitely more detail in the highlight area here. Let's just correct them in Photoshop and have a look. Look, after the correction, there isn't too much detail drop, is there? It's a really difficult one.
So the ease of use score, well, that's pretty easy. It's honours even on that one because, well, they're not difficult to use, are they, polarizing filters? They both come with a flip-up case. They're both easy to use once you've got them on the camera, so it's half a point each.
Now these are my finished images from that little test shoot around the pond, and I used both filters. Can you tell which one is which?
So finally, the value for money score, and this didn't take a lot of thinking about, because for me all day long it's that Amazon Basics polarizer. I mean, wow, I never expected it to produce anywhere near the quality it did for under 13 quid. Absolutely amazing. That wins the value for money. So what's my conclusion? Well, it's that the Hoya is the better filter. You do indeed get what you pay for with polarizing filters by the looks of it. But having said that, the Amazon Basics one punched way above its weight. For that kind of price difference, I thought there was going to be a real difference in the image quality, and there wasn't. Yeah, okay, it was slightly flimsier, the screw thread was slightly thinner, it was a little bit warmer, easy to correct in post. Look, I would say this: if you are an intermediate or advanced landscape photographer where quality of the image is absolutely critical, then it's the Hoya is your base level every time. It's the Hoya and above. But look, if you're a keen amateur photographer and you want to try a polarizer, you want to see what it does, this is a good filter. It's giving great image quality. It's slightly warm. Some people are going to like that. If you don't, it's easy to take out in post. And, for the money, it's phenomenal value. So I'd say best in test was the Hoya. Best value, that was the Amazon Basics.
Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. It was good fun putting those against each other head to head. Now, if you haven't done already and you want to subscribe to the channel, the little subscribe lotions just at the bottom, if it's red, just give it a click and it'll turn to grey. And that means that my videos will appear in your subscriptions feed. Just click on the subscriptions tab in your YouTube and you'll find my videos there. There's no need to go searching for them. If you don't want to do that, if you just lean forwards and tickle the like button, that would really help me grow the channel. Thank you very much. Now, polarizing filters, we've got a winner, but I often, when I'm using a polarizer, if I've got foreground objects, I like to dink a little bit of a flash in there. Now, using flash on its own can be a little bit harsh, but I sometimes like to use flash diffusers, particularly if it's people that I'm going to have in the foreground. But there are so many on the market, so many available. I've done a review. I've done a review of a whole load of the most common ones that you can buy online. And it was really interesting to see how different they were to each other when I was actually using them for portraits. So if you like to see that flash diffusers test, well, click on this video here.